So let's start with the very first archetype. It's called the innocent. This is the inner child who seeks protection and believes the world can be kind and fair. Let's see how this archetype shows up in real life. Imagine a man in his 30s who calls his mother before every decision, which job to take, what to buy, who to date. At first glance, it looks like care and closeness. In reality, it's fear of responsibility. His is the innocent archetype, an inner child searching for protection, afraid to make mistakes. He may spend years waiting for someone stronger to decide for him. But, just like all other archetypes, the Kes innocent you has its own special qualities, and it is these positive traits that make it stand out from the rest. The innocent carries an inner light that dissolves the darkness of doubt and restores people's ability to trust life. It inspires new beginnings, helping us believe in our strength and dreams, even when the road ahead feels long and uncertain. Its purity and openness generate the energy of renewal. Vulnerability turns into a source of power, and sincerity makes it deeply attractive to others. But in the negative, it's immaturity and the constant search for a savior. A partner feels less like a lover and more like a babysitter. How to break free. Start with small decisions, choose your own clothes, route, or meal. Notice when you want to ask for advice and instead ask, what do I truly want? Take one area where only you are responsible, money, a hobby, a small project. That's where adulthood begins. So tell me, do you know someone like this? Or maybe, is this you? The next archetype we'll explore is the everyman, or the orphan. This type seeks belonging, craves to be part of the group, fears standing out, and values friendship above all. The everyman is afraid to stand out. His motto, if it's like everyone else, it must be right. He buys an iPhone not because he needs it, but because everyone has one. He stays silent at work even when he knows the majority is wrong. In relationships, he adapts just to avoid conflict. His archetype also has a powerful side. The everyman is the one who knows how to create an atmosphere of friendship and belonging. With him, people don't feel lonely. They feel like part of something bigger. He's the one who notices when someone was left out and invites them in. He encourages others, reminds them they're not alone, and offers simple but real support. Thanks to the everyman, we feel the warmth of we, that simple human closeness without which life would feel like a desert. In the shadow of the everyman lies a deep dependence on other people's opinions. The most dangerous part is the feeling that life is slipping away. Everything seems right, but happiness is missing. That's the trap of the everyman. External order hiding an inner emptiness. But it's important to remember, even if you recognize yourself in these traits, it's not a life sentence. An archetype is not a label. It's a signpost showing where your growth is hidden. How to change. Catch the moment when the inner voice says, "What will people think?" Pause and ask, "What do I want?" Even if the answer feels uncertain, it's yours. And that's already a step toward independence. Once a day, take a small risk, share your opinion, choose something unusual, or act in a way you once feared. Write down your 3 core values and check them before important decisions, so you live by your own rules, not by others' expectations. Step by step, life stops being like everyone else's and starts becoming truly yours. Now let's move on to an archetype that can't be overlooked. The hero. His life is a constant struggle, a quest to prove his strength and value. The hero's life is a constant battle. He works 16-hour days, runs marathons, breaks records, all to prove, I am worthy. But in the shadow of this archetype lies exhaustion and emptiness. The hero doesn't know how to stop. He fights even when no fight is needed, and deep down, he fears who he might be without a mission to win. But the hero carries incredible power. He can mobilize energy where everyone else has given up. When fear paralyzes others, the hero steps forward. He becomes the one who lifts the team, defends the weak, and sets an example of resilience. In society, heroes become leaders, athletes, entrepreneurs, protectors. They remind us that humans are capable of far more than we think. How can the hero escape his shadow? First, Learn to rest without guilt. A pause doesn't mean weakness. Rest is what allows true strength to grow. Schedule rest as if it were an important meeting. Second, ask, am I fighting for myself or am I chasing approval? Many heroes unknowingly live someone else's dream. Third, start valuing the journey, not just the victory. True heroism is not only about conquering, but also about being vulnerable, authentic, and present. And yet, after all the battles and victories, there comes another force, the one that refuses to follow any rules at all. This is the rebel. If the hero proves himself through discipline, the rebel proves his freedom through defiance. The rebel lives by one principle: I am not like everyone else. He takes pride in outsmarting the system, breaking rules, shattering expectations. But in the shadow, the rebel often destroys not only restrictions, but also his own life. Burned bridges, endless conflicts, lost jobs, broken relationships, all in the name of proving he cannot be controlled. In the end, chaos surrounds him, and freedom feels more like loneliness. And yet, the rebel has extraordinary strength. Rebels are the ones who push society forward. They start revolutions, challenge injustice, and ignite fresh ideas. They refuse to let the world stay frozen. Their courage inspires others to question, to grow, and to free themselves from invisible chains. The rebel reminds us that change is possible, and sometimes necessary. How can the rebel turn destruction into creation? First, ask, am I fighting injustice, or am I fighting order just for the sake of chaos? Awareness gives purpose to rebellion. Second, redirect energy into creativity, music, art, business, social change. Where others only see ruins, the rebel can spark something new. Third, learn not only to break, but to build. A true rebel is not the one who burns bridges, but the one who builds new roads for others to follow. When the rebel learns to channel his fire, he stops being a troublemaker and becomes a catalyst for transformation. These were just the first 4 archetypes. In the next videos, we'll uncover the rest, and you'll see how deeply they shape our lives. Write in the comments who you recognize today, and subscribe so you don't miss the next part.